All right, YouTube, Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit, back with another video from the Do a Reaction. And I think this will be the most craziest, outlandish example of Trump Derangement Syndrome. This lady, Jenifer Lewis, the thing she finna say is ridiculously crazy. It's straight out of the Democratic playbook. You remember how Joe Biden said, "You're gonna put you back in chains"? Their fear mongering is ridiculous. You know what I mean? They don't never come with a policy, or, they say Trump lies, but they never can expose a lie that he did. But the way she finna talk is crazy. It's like she plays, if you watch all her movies, she plays this stereotypical black woman. You know what I mean? She plays this loud, obnoxious, venomous person. She plays it in all her characters. Now she's playing it in politics. And, people act like you can't criticize these people when they go off the rail. But clearly, she's finna go off the rails. And I want you to listen closely to the things she says and the way she says them, the way she says them. It's almost like she has a mental problem. She talks about other people have mental problems allegedly, but I'm gonna let you see for yourself, and then I'm gonna do my commentary. This for fair use to the 1976 Copyright Act for education and commentary. You guys tell me what you think of this conversation. If you believe it, tell me you believe it in the comments too. You believe what she says.
Black people don't want to fight you. All we want to do is feed our children and be equal. But honey, white people are scared. They're becoming a minority. The world is brown. Yeah. And they're going to do everything they can.
Now, you guys tell me, and be honest, is this race baiting? She said white people are scared. They always put that out there as a divisive tool, but the logic doesn't make sense because the Democratic Party that she works for is white. Are they scared? Maybe they are the ones scared of becoming browner because they're the ones that say all the race baiting and they're going to put you back in chains. Listen to her dialogue. And I want you to listen to the brother, Greg Foreman. I'm doing a reaction to his video. Listen to how Greg Foreman gives his take on it. Then I'm going to give my take. But listen to her.
And to stay in those gated communities, not pay taxes, and put those in their places, and get those out of this goddamn country.
Now, they blurred out when she said put those N-words in their places. She really going in. And if people really feel that way, why don't they do something other than talk? Because nobody's gonna put me back in chains and I just be talking. If I really thought that somebody was coming to put me back in chains, I wouldn't be talking. I'd be gripping. But I've never been in chains. Like what she talking about. I've been in handcuffs, but chains? Never. So how they gonna put me back in chains? You mean they gonna put me back in handcuffs? They may try to put me in handcuffs. It all depends on what it is I do. But clearly, this is race baiting and fear mongering at its highest. This is totally off the rails. Listen.
We own this bitch. Well, guess what? You will not win. Because love is the answer. All right, guys, so we got to get our daily dose of comedy from Trump Deranged Liberals, because that, to me, is what this is. This is comedy. I just laugh at stuff like...
I'm gonna cut him off for 1 minute. I want you to remember she just says, love is the answer. You tell me if you hear anything loving about her diatribe.
this, because it's hilarious, right? These people who are having an existential crisis over what may happen if Trump becomes elected president again. Now, we already know what happened when Trump became president the first time. The world became a better place. But in their eyes, the world is going to end if Trump gets elected again. That, to me, seems to be how they feel. And we got to talk about Miss Jenifer Lewis, who's a washed up, woke, Trump deranged black actress who's going to channel all three alters of the liberal black woman, the racialist, the narcissist, and the feminist, in this rant about what will happen to this country if Trump is elected again. Again, the irony here is that this woman claims to be fighting against racism while at the same time pushing racism. As you guys saw at the beginning of this video, she claims that white people are afraid of black people, and they're afraid that the world is becoming more brown, that white people becoming a minority in the world. I mean, newsflash, white people already are a minority in the world, right? So I'm not sure exactly what she's talking about or what she's getting at. I'm assuming she's basically talking about the United States of America. But anyways, it's just so crazy to me how when people like her say that, when they say, well, white people becoming a minority, that's praised, okay? But when white people say, hey, we're becoming a minority, people see that as a form of hate and bigotry for white people to acknowledge something like that, right? And, me personally, I don't necessarily see that as objectively a good thing, like the woke left sees that as a good thing. I think ultimately, at the end of the day, as a society, our population is declining.
Let me interject for 1 minute. I'm gonna let him finish. White people have always been the minority on this planet. You have a whole continent of Africa. You have a whole continent of Asia. You have one of the biggest countries in the world, China. You have the Arab Peninsula. You have India and Indians. I mean, is she specifically talking about in America? And this is what she wants you to believe? And we live in a world without borders? To me, this is bad. I mean, I guess it's going to be some people out there that find this entertainment or agree with her or whatever. But if y'all do agree with her, why don't all y'all join up and do something about it, other than try to make everybody else buy into it? Because if you really believe that and you ain't doing nothing, that seems like cowardice. If you really believe that, but if you're just out here to race bait and to fearmonger for a paycheck, that's something different. Think about it. You know what I mean? Who gets up in the morning and goes to their job thinking that they're going to end up in slavery in a few months if a candidate wins after Trump has already served 4 years as a president and nobody was put in the chains? Why are we going to be putting chains now? Tell me.
And we need to have more kids, right? I think everybody, including whites, need to have more kids so that we do not have to import our population in order to grow, right? But without further ado, let's go ahead and play this rant here from Jenifer Lewis on this woman's show that nobody listens to, right? So they should be thanking me for actually reacting to this, because more people will probably listen to my reaction than the original show itself. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. Dear God, what have we done? Oh, I'll tell you what we've done. We've spent time trying to decide what flavor ice cream we're going to get. because there are 10,000 flavors. Right. We spend half our lives choosing, trying to make a choice on bullshit. What movie tonight? Let me sit here for a half hour. No bombs going off. And we do nothing. We sit on our couches. Oh, I don't believe in voting. You fucking idiot. Mm. If that man gets in, as soon as he takes the oath, he will have generals walk down the steps of the Capitol. He will take a hammer and break the glass where the Constitution is, and he will tear it up in our faces.
Do you guys believe this, or is this what they call it, hyperbole? Is that the word, hyperbole? When you just embellish and just make it the most outlandish statement you can make. I mean, this is what's coming out of Hollywood. These are the people who trying to influence your vote. Look how she's talking. I mean, clearly, to me, something wrong with her. You know what I'm saying? To even be on the air saying these type of things and her mannerisms. You know what I'm saying? Check it out.
I think she means this in a literal sense, right? I don't think that she's trying to essentially make some type of metaphor or anything like that. No, I actually think that that is what she believes, right? And she's trying to convince people to go out and to vote based off these very, very, very deranged ideas of what Trump is going to do if he becomes president, right? Because all they have to sell is fear, right? They can't sell anything except fear because Biden has not delivered anything that will motivate anybody to go out and to vote, right? So when your agenda is not actually helping people, if people feel like the economy's bad, the border's wide open, crime is out of control, okay, we're having a lot of problems in this country. People's lives are objectively worse under Biden than Trump. Again, what else can you sell them outside of fear? But see, this is not going to work. The reason why it's not going to work because all these things that she's talking about did not happen under Trump the first term, and it's not going to happen under Trump the second term. So again, she's just pulling things out of her ass, right? She's just saying whatever, okay? With this, fake deep rant that she's going on here as if she's somehow enlightened when she's really not, okay? She's just another ignorant, woke, liberal woman that is playing her part for the Democrat Party, right? That's all she's doing. Pushing propaganda for the Democrats. And see, the new Democrat strategy has become, well, let's just try to shame voters who say, hey, I don't want to vote for Biden, right? I don't necessarily want to vote for Trump, but I don't want to vote for Biden either. Okay, I just want to sit it out. The reason why they're shaming these people is because what Democrats rely on every single election is ignorance to come out and vote, right? People who really shouldn't be voting in the first place, but they come out and vote based off crazy stuff like, well, Orange Man bad, right? That's how they motivated people to come out and vote in 2020. They blamed literally everything on Trump, right? The pandemic was on Trump. Every COVID death was on Trump, even though a lot of these COVID deaths were happening in Democrat states like New York, ran by Democrats because of Democrat policies. Nah, it's Trump's fault. Everything was Trump's fault. Okay. But they can't play that card anymore because Trump is not in office. So all of this is really not going to work. And I actually think it's going to make the problem worse. Okay. I mean, this does not work. Shaming people into trying to vote for your candidate or to vote against Trump, because that's actually what they really want. I don't think that's going to work. I really don't. So yeah, she says she's going to smash the glass holding the Constitution. Okay. This is what he's going to do.
And he will tear it up in our faces.
Tear it up.
And say,
I think Hollywood and the Epstein's types and the pedos, I think they're projecting their fear on the populace because at some point they don't want to be investigated for the type of things that's going on with Diddy and the type of things that went on with Epstein and the rest. You know what I mean? I think it's really the fear of being confronted with the weirdness of Hollywood because they are very adamant about being scared. And if you out there, regular Joe Smo, Are you experiencing this type of fear, this type of Trump derangement? Let me know.
Now, I'm the king of the fucking world. You will bow down, bitches.
Yo, that sounds kind of based, right? Low key, these people do a great job at selling me on Trump, right? All the things they claim he's gonna do, I'm like, well, that sounds kind of based, right? if Trump got elected, again, mine is the tearing up the Constitution part. I'm pretty sure he would not do that. Trump would never do something like that. But mine is that part of it, right? If Trump got elected and then on inauguration day, doing his speech, he said, bow down. I'm the king of the world now, bitches. Yo, that would be one of the most base things I've ever seen in my life. Okay? That would be hilarious if he did something like that. Okay? These people would lose their minds. In fact, I think that's what he should do, right? As a joke. Okay, as a joke. He actually really should do that. That's exactly what he should do.
He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him. Let me tell y'all how I know this shit.
Yes, I
know it because I know what mental illness looks like.
I do too. And I think I'm listening to it right now. Right. I'm listening to it. I do too. I'm listening to it. This is a severe case of Trump Derangement Syndrome, right? This might be one of the worst cases we've ever seen. Okay, there is no cure for this. Okay, there is no cure for this. Some people, their Trump derangement can be cured, like a Michael Rappaport, right? With bad policies, bad Democrat policies can cure Michael Rappaport's Trump derangement. But for this woman right here, there is no cure, right? This is terminal. Okay, it's terminal.
That mania is unstoppable. See, this motherfucker's Hitler.
Wow.
He didn't come to play.
Yeah. So you see that, you're hearing that. Okay. Again, she's one step away from saying he's the Antichrist, which again, something that, Charlemagne the God has come out and said, some people in liberal media has come out and said, like I predicted, they're going to just say that Trump is, whatever, right? The devil, he's Satan. Okay. They're going to say that Trump is the most evil thing that you could think of. When again, under his presidency, none of these things that they claim was going to happen, because they were claiming these things were going to happen before he was elected in 2016, right? Remember, all the things they were saying in 2016, okay, are the same things that they're saying today. And it didn't happen then. It's not going to happen in Trump's next term. And rants like this is why I tell people, if Trump gets elected, you better get out of the liberal cities. You better leave, okay, at least for the first few months. Because if Trump gets elected, these people are going to lose their minds, and they're going to be riding in the streets like they did the first time that Trump was elected. But it's going to be like 10 to 100 fold, right? That's what it's going to be. They're not going to be able to.
See, this is why I agree with him. I mean, disagree with him. And I've been saying this for the longest. These Democrats, they want to say everything, and they really are hyper aggressive because they feel like conservatives are too scared to meet them with the same type of ferocity, because they always bring up January the 6th and mismanage that. So they probably will intensify their rhetoric and even their behavior. But that'll open Pandora's box for them, because we already know they're weak and immoral. So they can't win against a disciplined patriot. No disciplined patriot will succumb to one of these child lovers. You know what I mean? So I disagree with him on that. I think that their rhetoric has become so foul with their shaming and their fear mongering. Nobody should stand down when confronting them. You should confront them on the same levels that they are confronting you on. They get away with it. Even in comments, they get away. They come in and they got all these weird ideologies and want to be coddled when they need to be told, shut up.
Stomach it. They're not going to take another 4 years of Trump. because they're going to be brainwashed into believing that if Trump gets elected, he's never going to leave. He's going to become a dictator. He's going to be king. Okay. He's going to do what she claimed. He's going to punish everybody that didn't vote for him, right? He's going to ban MSNBC, right? This is all the stuff that they say on the liberal media on a daily basis that Trump is going to do, right? They really do believe that they're going to be persecuted, right? Because they didn't vote for him. So, it's just so funny that
I don't agree with him on this one either. They don't believe what they're saying. They just don't want Hollywood in that pedal ring and that debauchery exposed. That's what that's what they're most scared of. They scared of those indictments and finding out what goes on in those Hollywood parties. You know what I mean? They are afraid of the Democrats not being able to protect them, even though because the Democrats mostly control them all through blackmail. You know what I mean? So without that protection, the things they've done will be uncovered. And that's what they fear, and they projecting it onto the public.
How these people get more and more desperate because Trump's poll numbers are getting better and better and better, and Biden's are getting worse and worse and worse. So now they come out of the woodwork with these types of Trump deranged rants that are full of hyperbole and, all types of nonsense and crazy stuff that they just make up because these people can't come out here and to tell a positive story about the Biden administration. They can't. They can't say one positive thing about Biden and what he's done for people. So therefore, they do this. In an act of desperation. I would have asked her, well, why should we vote for Biden? But you can't mention anything having to do with Trump, right? Tell us why we should vote for Biden without mentioning Trump. Bet she can't do it. Bet she can't do it. It'd be word salad, Kamala Harris style, right? That's what will happen. So that's why you're seeing so many of these people lose their minds, and particularly when it comes to these liberal black women, because they are attached to the Democrat Party at the hip. Their power is a result of the Democrat Party and their woke agenda. This is why these people get so upset when it comes to the Republicans and their pushback against the woke agenda, specifically DEI. They're already planning it up now, right? Claiming that Trump has an agenda to fight against anti-white racism if he gets elected. This is what they're fear-mongering about on MSNBC, that Trump actually wants to stop the racism against whites that is so prevalent in this country that we're overtly saying from the mainstream liberal media and the Democrat.
I seen this video. Now watch what Al Sharpton says. Watch these lies. I mean, people are anti-Biden because of the economy, the transgendering of children, that the fact that the only policy is abortion, the wars, and the demonic and satanic behavior coming from DC and their puppets in Hollywood. This is what they want to keep saying is everything else but the fact that we don't want nobody messing with our children. If you go to the average person that says, oh, well, I support Biden, I support the Democrat, and you say, even though they want to transgender your children without your right, they want to keep your children, detain your children if you try to discipline your children. They want your children. Clearly, you want all these immigrants. What is the real reason at this point people support Biden? And I'm like him. Tell me what you support Biden for without mentioning Trump's name.
When you signed up for renter's insurance, you didn't
I
sign
bet
up
they can't
for...
do it.
If Donald Trump returns to the White House, close allies reportedly want to dramatically change the government's interpretation of civil rights era laws to focus on anti-white racism rather than discrimination against people of color. That is according to exclusive reporting from Axios that says the focus would range from decades-old policies aimed at giving minorities economic opportunities to more recent programs that began in response to the pandemic and the killing of George Floyd. A Trump campaign spokesman told Axios as President Trump has said all staff, offices, and initiatives connected to Biden's un-American policy will be immediately terminated. And so, Rev, help us out here. I mean, we should believe him, and among many other things.
Look, she said Rev and called Al Charlatan. His new name is Al Charlatan. Now, watch what he says. Now, you know he used to be a Fed. He been pimping the black community and race baiting for the last 40 years. But check out what he finna say now.
But I think this Easter, we're feeling like things are moving in a direction maybe at a faster pace that is a little frightening.
No, I think that he has made it very clear. If you just look at the fact that his Supreme Court, he appointed 3 of the 5 conservatives on the Supreme Court. They have ended affirmative action. They have also did a real blow to the Voting Rights Act. So this is what Trumpism is.
This where he's lying. The Chinese people over here, and I did several stories on it. Chinese people or Chinese citizens fought against affirmative action because they don't identify as black and they had no participation in the civil rights movement. They fought against affirmative action thinking it was going to help them. Go back and look at the videos and look at who actually came out against affirmative action and filed the suit. He knows this.
Is to reverse everything that happened in the civil rights movement and go back to pre-1950 America. That's what he means by make America great again.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. You can easily see why the so-called liberal black woman, people like Jenifer Lewis, would be having an existential crisis over the idea of Trump getting back in office, because again, the DEI, the anti-white racism party is going to come to an end, right? There's speculation that, hey, Trump's going to roll back a lot of this woke stuff, the woke agenda from the progressive Biden administration. And again, that benefits black women the most, okay? And this is why they're so upset, right? This is why they're so mad and they're angry and they're out here pretending like the world is going to end, because for them, yeah, their world could be ending, right? Again, they're a world where they get special rights and privileges and their voice is amplified despite, not being that much of the population, right? They feel like Trump is a threat to their power, so therefore they come out here and they chastise people who are deciding to sit it out and not to vote for Biden. They want to guilt trip them and tear them down because ultimately, at the end of the day, despite the fact that, under Biden, the country is in a much worse place, for these liberal black women, they don't give a damn, okay? They're putting themselves and their power over the country as a whole, right? So again, this is why they get so upset with people who don't want to vote for Biden, because not vote for Biden and allowing Trump to win is a threat to them, right? That's how they see it, okay? So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.
I don't totally agree with him, but he has a point, because as I've been reporting, they have made black women the face of anti-conservatism. And black women are the ones who they actually market abortion to. Black women are the ones who fill up the black church. This is about power. This is about corruption. They're using race to disguise what's really going on. Because I told you, I get comments, and in my comments, they always talk about supremacy, and I don't know at what point, if you feel that way, do something about it. Do something about it. You got options. Do something. Because to keep reiterating and saying it is losing its shock value. I can sit here proudly and tell you nobody's going to come and put me in chains and make me a slave. Never. And I'm an old man. Never am I going to allow that. So I'm not going to sit up and entertain that in my head, because at that point, it's give me liberty or give me death. Like any other patriot. So these talking points and this race bait is only directed toward ignorant people, people who can't decipher between what they're being told and what they're actually seeing. It's a manipulation on a grand scale, almost like mind control. Sit up here, and then she brought out Reverend Al Sharpton. Know what he gonna say, and the very fact that he still comes out after all the betrayal and the selling out of the black community for dollars, is some of y'all still listen to him. That's it for today, I think. And that was really off the rails. Sending to you out of Detroit. This is Detroit's HPTV. Keep your head on the swivel. Salute to all patriots. Like, share, and subscribe.